I would hope everybody knows me, but by now, but every now and then I find out that I don't, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Speros Batistatos. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Lake County Convention and Visitors Bureau. We have an important announcement today, and to help me give this announcement some context and some meaning to the half-dozen communities that are going to help us on this endeavor, I'd like to bring up one of the young leaders of this community, and a man who is a great visionary and understands the importance of amateur sports and sports in a community. With that, Mayor David Uran. Mayor, if you'd like to come up and make some comments, and then I'll come back with some of the nitty-gritty and details for everybody.
Thank you, Spiro. Thank you for coming to Crown Point today. It's always great to be a mayor, to be able to announce positive events that are going to be taking place in your own backyard here. But what's exciting about what's taking place with the National Softball Association bringing the World Series back to Northwest Indiana, it's another opportunity for us to cooperate with other communities throughout northern part of Indiana, from all the way from LaPorte all the way through to Crown Point. Here gives us an opportunity to showcase a lot of the amenities that Northwest Indiana has to bring to the Midwest. And unfortunately today, some of my counterparts, Mayor Overly from Michigan City and Mayor Costas, couldn't attend here today, and but they also sent their same sentiments of how excited they are as well for the opportunity to have a part of this to showcase their communities. Lake County Visitors Convention Bureau has done a great job in partnering with these communities to bring this back to our area. We've had some great success in the past, and we're excited to have an opportunity to showcase our complex as well as the other ones throughout Northwest Indiana. We always look at an opportunity for ways to do economic development in our areas, and there's no better way than sports in today's market to help with the resources from restaurants to hotels, and just the other amenities that each community brings to showcase what we have in our own backyard. So we're excited. As a matter of fact, I want to read to you here from Michigan City. The City of Michigan City and Michigan City Parks and Recreation Department are excited to learn that the NSA Girls Fast Pitch World Series will be returning to our area in 2009. They are eagerly anticipate the event of this magnitude in Michigan City and Patriot Park. They would like to thank Mr. Bill Horton and the National Softball Association for returning to our area, as well as the Lake County Convention and Visitors Bureau for the continued support and dedication in bringing regional sporting events to Michigan City. To make an event of this size a success, it demands a lot of commitment and cooperation between all the parks, communities, and businesses. The City of Michigan City is committed to excellence in hosting the NSA Girls Fast Pitch World Series in July 2009. And that's from the City of Michigan City. So I wanted to share that. Unfortunately, I couldn't be here today. And with no further ado, Spiro, I'd like to turn this back over to you. We're just excited to be part of this, excited for people to come to Crown Point, and excited with the partnership that we're going to be developing with our neighboring communities. And no better person to make that happen is this man that stands right here behind me here, making this take place.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, if you haven't figured out, we are here to announce the return of the National Softball Association's Girls Fast Pitch B World Series. The last time it was here in 2007, it had a record-setting 264 teams, the biggest Class B World Series in NSA history, as well as the singularly largest sporting event to ever take place in Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties. More than 5,000 rooms were booked in Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, as well as additional rooms in Chicago Southland, South Bend, and even New Buffalo, Michigan. More than 10,000 athletes and their families came to our region, and to try to give you some sense of the impact, obviously running our hotels, 2-3 meals a day in our restaurants, visiting the dunes, the water park, Albany's Nut and Candy, all kinds of great places, enjoying family fun. The estimated economic impact of this piece of business is more than $1.25 million. After several months of working with NSA officials, I'm very pleased to tell you that the man that actually deserves the credit is sitting in the room with us today. His name is Jason Sands. Jason is a Michigan City native, And 3 years ago, when I returned to the Lake County Convention Bureau, we put in place a number of programs that we felt very strongly were going to set the future course of success for hospitality in Northwest Indiana. One of them was amateur sports. And we're seeing right now the importance of this multi-$100,000 annually invested is that 2008 has been a sluggish economic year. 2009 is expected to be more of the same. And by focusing on amateur sports, kids and their families, Mom and Dad are always going to travel for little Susie and little Jimmy's soccer or basketball or baseball or water polo, you name it, but families are going to prioritize their children's sports activities. And we're going to reap the economic benefit of that prioritization. So I'd like to point out to those of you here today, one of the aspects of this is that it is somewhat recession-proof, that amateur sports will continue to go on regardless of the economy, and regardless of what's going on in the world around us. And that's something that we started. And I want to make this very clear because there was some, I think, confusion last time around. This piece of business is being booked into Northwest Indiana by the Lake County Convention and Visitors Bureau and its South Shore Sports Division. Nobody else. We brought this here before. We brought it back here again. And we're very proud to do that because we are the only convention bureau that views this region as a conglomeration of many cities and many counties without any boundaries. We're not here and saying, well, sorry, we can't book you, Mr. Horton, and we can't bring these 5,000 rooms and 264 teams in because they might go to another county. We embrace that, and we're the ones bringing those big pieces of business to the table. South Shore Sports, and again, Jason Sands, its director, is obviously very proud to announce that they will be back, they being the NSA Class B fast pitch, July 19 through 24 in 2009. We have already secured more than 35 hotels in Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, as well as some peripheral counties. The host facilities include, as the mayor started to list, Kiesling Park in LaPorte, Patriot Park in Michigan City, the old fairgrounds in Valparaiso, the Crown Point Sportsplex, and Hidden Lake in Maryville. 27 fields in all. And it is no small feat for them to put on this piece of business, and they work together. They share resources. They break down those parochial opinions and approaches to make sure that our 10,000 guests are well taken care of here in the South Shore. Housing for this event will continue to be booked using our state-of-the-art housing system. We're able to track every room, tell you where they stayed, how long they were here for, what the average rate of the room was. We're able to manage and do something that no other convention bureau in the state of Indiana does. And that's tell you where those hotel rooms go, how long they're here, and monitor the attrition rate, which is a little too technical for all of you today, but that's important for our hoteliers because they know if they give us 150 rooms, they're going to get basically 145 to 150 of those used, or be able to put them back on sale in enough time that they're not crashing and burning with that inventory. One of the things that we do with this online check-in and the computerization that we've invested in, and we again have invested many, many hundreds of thousands of dollars in our technology, is that we now have a way to send each of these teams and families emails in advance for businesses like the 12 Islands or the Circle or countless others here in Crown Point that may come to us as members and say, you know what, we want to send a direct mail piece, an email piece, to those families coming in July 19 through 24, letting them know about coupons, specials, various things we have going on to take advantage of those people being here. That's what we offer. Opening ceremonies, I'd like to give you a little sense of some of the records that were set with this piece of business. The largest night ever over a weekend at the Railcat Stadium. Is that correct, Jason? I say that right? Over the course of the weekend, we put more people in the Railcat Stadium than any other event there for baseball at any time. Our pin swapping ceremony, more than 6,000 athletes and their families came out to Washington Park in Michigan City and took advantage of that. Great night on the beaches there. And one of the ones that I can't get over, especially since we were flipping the burgers and serving up the hot dogs, but the cookout for the teams at the Bass Pro Shop. Not only did more than 6,000 people come in, but Bass Pro Shops had a bigger retail night at the Porter's location than they did on their grand opening day. So if that doesn't tell you about the power of this piece of business and these families and what it can mean to our economy, I mean, here's a company like Bass Pro comes into our community, has a grand opening, and it takes NSA Class B softball to come in and have a bigger retail night at that store than anything they've ever done. I think that's what this Convention Bureau tries to do for our businesses here in Lake County and indeed throughout Northwest Indiana. We understand the importance of thinking regionally, and we embrace the responsibility of trying to put people into cities and towns all across Northwest Indiana. With that, I'd like to thank both Keith and the mayor for allowing us to call this press conference.